There we go. All right. We are live. And
Hello, friends.
I'm going to try to finish this in 2 hours. So Julian's going to join us in a minute. She is going to miss the thing we need fixed. I will confess, we do have a thing we need fixed here. It's not the tuning nut this time. But the end of the trading game, you're given a broken sword.
Seems like something you'd get at the start of a game. Not really far into it.
Well, it turns out getting the level 2 sword is harder here.
It's a Julianne.
It is Julianne.
Where in the goddamn fucking shit is the sound?
We're live.
I hope that you can't hear me.
I don't know if she was put
I
on the
can't
stream, but that sure made me laugh.
That was definitely on the stream, and I love it. Let's
Heck
be very
yeah. Welcome to Thursday.
clear. Right? Okay, now we can start moving again. These three must go. There we go. We did it.
I have a dear friend getting
Eat
married.
Shit. Skype.
All right,
Next year.
the noble sword, level 2.
And said friend was like, I kind of want to walk down the aisle to Zelda's Lullaby. I was like, that's great.
That's a fantastic
Beautiful.
choice. Yeah, excellent.
Also, I have it. I have a wonderful version of it for string quartet. So then she was like, well, what would be a good recessional with that? And I was like, well, we could like stick with Zelda and do like an ending credit sequence from one of the games, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking what would be really cute, you know how they announce and everybody claps and stuff? What if we did the like you found a treasure fanfare and then launched into that? Because
Yes.
like they found each other.
I love it. That's adorable.
Da, 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 da.
All right.
I think that would be
I
the
would
cute.
like Dana's help here.
My help.
Yes, for the sake of time, I went and visited Oracle of Seasons off stream and got 3 passwords that I put in the
Yeah.
Facebook chat. Could I have you read those for me?
Yeah, which one do you need?
All 3 in any order you want.
Okay, the Bigoron secret
Okay.
is square bracket club.
Club, yep.
Okay. Oh, I see. I get it.
Yes.
YL equals N.
Capital Y.
Capital Y. Capital L
Equals
capital N.
capital N. All right.
Hooray!
Very good. Let's go pop that open.
Your secret's called forth new power. Alright, I'm gonna pop
It's
open
the
this ginger beer.
Bigoron's sword. Check out this monster. It's two-handed, so it takes up both inventory slots.
Dang.
But look at this.
Whoa!
Yeah. All right. What's the next one?
Club.
Yeah.
Capital Y. Capital L. 3. Capital
3.
B.
Capital B like boy. All right.
It's just like old school Nintendo games where you like write down the password in a little notebook.
For sure it is. I'm actually pretty nostalgic for that sort of thing. It's Bomb Chews.
I don't know what that is, but it looks fun.
Oh, it's a Pikachu-shaped bomb.
Oh my goodness. It has a little like mask on it to look scary. But it's still wiggling.
They're
Like,
from Ocarina of Time, originally. Alright, and the last one. The secret to moving through time.
Club.
Yeah.
Capital Y. Capital L. Close or open parentheses.
Okay.
Yes. Pound sign. Or
Thank you.
hashtag.
Oh my gosh, I'm not old enough for that. Or I'm too old for that, rather.
You're too old for it to be hashtag first.
Look what we get. We get the level 3 sword.
Legendary.
The Master Sword makes its appearance in the game.
Julianne in the chat. Julianne is salty tonight. She just came out swinging like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna pour my ginger beer because what I already had in this beautiful vintage highball glass, which I will show the stream. Pretty. It's Starburst.
Yes, excellent.
What I already had sitting in here was bourbon barrel aged gin. So, ginger beer
That sounds
goes
pretty
in.
good.
Yes.
Let's go in the back entrance of the shop here.
It's from a place in Columbus. And when I was in grad school was when they launched this bourbon barrel aged gin, because they had also made bourbon, so they had bourbon barrels, so then they aged some gin in it, and they released it, and I remember asking the folks, what would you mix this with? Because, like, you can sip it on its own as, you know, in, like, a little snifter glass or whatever, but
Yes.
I was like, how would you mix this? And they were like, just put it with ginger beer. I was like, that sounds great.
So
So,
you might notice on our map that the lower left quadrant, basically, is unexplored.
yeah.
And now that
And
we
there's
have,
that stuff on the right side, too.
now that we have the mermaid suit,
Yeah, he's so cute when he goes underwater.
we can... Well, and here, all of this is explorable underwater to a new piece of music. It's a new overworld under the water. And for the sake of having this very cool, like royal, regal topic and water topic at the same time, let's do some exploring, shall we?
It's only the slightest bit watery with the Papa waltz.
Yeah.
I would say Regal kind of takes over here.
I agree.
I love that there's like Riptide that you have to avoid.
There is, these little whirlpools, yes.
Anyway, hello chat, hello friends. Welcome to Thursday, it's good to see you all. I'm finally feeling not like trash, which is lovely.
Yeah, your voice sounds back to 100% to me, so...
Yeah, I just have like a little bit of congestion left, but I feel somewhat normal again. It's really good. I haven't retested yet, I should. Because
I can hear you.
Hello!
Can you see?
Yes, Julian.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
You really came out swinging there, and it made me laugh.
I'm so good. I'm a lot better now.
Also, your lipstick is great.
Thanks.
Our lips match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying one of these days to put on a bright red.
Hello, Aria.
Hello, friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how are we
Lipstick
looking?
is something that just like makes me feel awake, and I don't know, like there's something about
Yeah.
like throwing on a red lip that I'm just like, yeah.
That's the first thing I did when I woke up from my nap. I'm like, I gotta do something.
I just feel put together when I do that.
Yeah. All right. Zelda. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Are we
playing Zelda.
finishing today?
Probably.
We're doing dungeons 7 and 8 today. It's going to depend on how quickly we can get through the final dungeon area. But I want to finish today so we can move on to other things, frankly. I'm ready to be done. This is where we need
Remember
to be
that
for
time
now.
that we played FF7 for like 3 months?
That really was a 13-week game, yeah.
It was always the next week we would be done.
And we
Because
kept saying like, oh, we gotta be getting close,
I was
right?
like, we played the original, so it's gotta be similar. No.
No,
Just-
No, turns out that they really stretched out.
Our other new ability, in addition to the fancy mermaid suit to give us the underwater music, which I will sadly note is the same in the present and the past. There is not a separate version of this track, but that's
Aw.
totally
So
fine.
listen to it, Julian. It's cool.
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
hear it much more in just a second.
Okay.
We can move
Who is it in 3?
from the present
It isn't 3.
to the past. And this is the first moment that is explicitly required rather than a matter of convenience. But you'll notice that now we can move again to the left. But first, let's visit this guy. He'll tell you, the grandfather, that the island is drifting towards the horizon. In my grandson's day, the island will be farther to the west, which is true.
Which it is.
Alright, now.
Which, okay.
Alright, we're gonna go visit the Zora village now. And we're gonna be bouncing back and forth through time continuously to navigate this little maze. Kind of, this is our use case for the Harp of Ages here.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy.
So yeah, so Julianne, I'm drinking bourbon barrel aged gin with ginger beer.
Oh, nice. I'm drinking a margarita because it's hot today where I'm from.
Ooh.
It's like half the country is like unseasonably warm, and the other half is like ice storms and snowstorms.
Yeah, I got the unseasonably warm. It was, I think, 60s today, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I got ice so thick on my car that you could have hit my car with a hammer this morning and not damaged it.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
saw-
interesting because I think of you guys as close, even though you're not close, but like that you're on the two sides of that coin. It's interesting.
Yeah, often, like, weather will hit me and then kind of head Ryan's way, but,
Often it's not a bad guess to assume that we're close and I run a day ahead.
Yeah, at least not so far different that one of you it's in the 60s and the other is ice storm.
Right.
So wild.
Alright, well that's not going to work.
Margaritas, and yeah, I would like all the drinks that everyone's having too.
yeah. Well, and throwing the gin in a bourbon barrel just, like, gives it this extra warmth, which is what makes it go really well with the ginger beer, I think.
Yeah.
Regular gin I kind of do different things with, although to do regular gin and ginger. Yeah, so the idea of a professional mermaid. There are plenty of people that are mermaids just for the love of it, but sometimes there's like a tail you sew yourself out of like swimsuit fabric that's iridescent and shiny, and then there's like the stuff that these people are like constructing so that they can actually kind of use the tail in water,
Yeah.
like usefully.
Here we
And
go.
so that, as any cosplayer knows, that sort of thing can get really expensive really fast. So I think a lot of people then, they do like photo shoots, or they do the like, I'll be a party mermaid and like show up to a pool party and pretend I'm Ariel or whatever. There's party princesses too.
If I go down,
Instagram keeps showing me reels from
Yes.
someone who's a party princess. So she'll
Yeah,
be
those
like
are so
dressed
fun.
up as Cinderella and be like, oh, I had, 3 parties today, 1 Elsa and 2 Cinderellas.
Right. Check it. This is a cool town theme.
I really like that person's like dolphin head.
Yeah, they're the Zoras, right?
Welcome, young mermaid. Oh, it's the Zora.
Oh.
Zoras look drastically different in every game. I mean, granted,
Yeah, we got some reverb. That's so watery right now.
my main exposure to the Zora, like the first exposure, was really Sidon in Breath of the Wild. So I feel like he's kind of an interesting
they're
one to
very
start with.
different from that, for sure.
But I feel like they look drastically different in every game.
They do.
The Gorons are a little more the same in most games, like their basic design.
Yeah, alright. Getting those seeds there will add that to my tornado warp area, so we don't have to do the maze a second time ever. And let's see what's happening here.
It's interesting that they didn't use the Zora theme from Ocarina like they used the Goron theme from Ocarina.
Oh, it's that good castle theme again.
Especially because the Zora theme from Ocarina is like so good.
It is so good.
No shame to this one, but
Alright, we need to go to the past here.
what day is it? Not January 12th. So
Notice
maybe I should...
February the 23rd, which is absolutely frightening to me.
I am wrong in the diary. Okay.
Let's get this tree too and go back under.
So close to March. Every March it feels like, oh god, everything is happening. Everything's happening right now. Especially because February tends to be short.
February is short. And I feel like I've lost all of February to COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking for a
Kinda
February
have.
do-over. Like we still haven't done Valentine's Day yet. Because I want to do over on that. It's like
Where
a
do
holiday
we
I
find
very much
magic
enjoy.
potion that isn't randomly from Maple in Oracle of Ages?
I don't know.
Gosh, I really like this track.
This is a good track, isn't it? The castle track?
Yeah, we talked about it last week and I recognized it immediately. I was like, oh, it's that good one.
Yeah.
If you were not as sick, I would have assigned you to make a transcription for this week, Dana.
Oh yeah? Of this one?
Yeah, it just seems so interesting to. I would love to see this one on the page.
Oracle of Ages. Let me pull up a source of such things. That wouldn't be impossible. I could use my new MIDI keyboard. Hello, friend. Oh, we can't really see it. Look, there's my new MIDI keyboard. Ah!
All right, that's where it is. Excellent. We need
My piano is way too far away.
couple rupees yet. I'm hoping one of these treasure chests will have one for us. Are there treasures here to be had, or is that the other time? That's the other time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Helen Lynch had a tweet, a very well-timed tweet from my perspective, about looking for a MIDI keyboard, and somebody, actually a few different people mentioned the Audio Oxygen 61. So that's what I got. It's a lot lighter than the free one that was giving up the ghost on me. It's still playable as like a regular keyboard, but it like has never been very good at MIDI input. Like it kind of worked, but it was always a little bit wonky, and it started getting really, really bizarre. So I will probably put it in my daughter's room and let her just like bang on it and stuff, because it was a free keyboard, you know.
Yeah.
From the perspective of like actually playing on it, there's nothing really wrong with it, so I don't really need to toss it. If she shows absolutely no interest, I could always donate it at some point. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this because I don't really need. I have a full piano in the house, so I don't really need a keyboard to be a replacement instrument. I pretty much just need it for an input purposes, for arranging and transcribing.
So the
And
potion
man,
shop in this game is
set
over
me up.
here.
Really helped me today. But yeah, it got here just in time where I was like putting down my daughter for a nap, and then I was like, sweet, and immediately plugged it in, like got
Dana
going.
noticed something I want to point out very quickly, and that's that in the past, on the map, I have not explored the graveyard.
Yeah.
And now I can go from the present to the past. Let's have a look.
I love hearing about people taking trips for spring break. I
Check
never.
this out, Dana.
Was I typing the same thing you were about to say, Dana?
I have
Was like, I've
never,
never been on a
gone
trip.
anywhere for spring. I've always just like actually just like chilled at home.
I either chilled at home, like where I was living, or went home to my parents, depending.
Right.
I've never been on like a spring break, a true spring break.
The one
And I
year.
just, like, don't
I've told the
communicate.
story possibly, but my junior year of undergrad, I was planning on going to Baltimore because I had a good friend who was doing Teach for America out there, and I was going to go visit her and just like spend a few days in this, wandering the city with her. And I got called for jury duty, and I had to cancel my trip.
Oh no.
And because I went to school in the same state as jury duty, like you don't get the student exemption in Ohio if you are like in state. you can say like, oh, I go to I'm in college in California, I can't come home, and then they're like, oh, that's fine. But if you're technically able to come in, you have to.
Oh, that's rude.
And I got put on a case, and it was awful. I came home crying like every day. It was the worst spring break.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Right.
It was really intense.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was the worst of my spring breaks. I was also kind of finishing my my undergraduate like music history thesis on Josquin. And I one fun thing about that was I was randomly put on the jury with a Cleveland Orchestra violinist, and so we would like kind of hang out during breaks and talk about music.
That's cool.
That's cool. It's rare.
Oh, I'm sorry you're under a jury. I mean, I guess sorry isn't always the right word, because some people really find like seeing the legal system fascinating. I think it really depends what kind of a case you're on too.
All right, now we have the key to the library. All right. And now we can go to the second half of opening Dungeon 7, having saved King Zora's life. We need to go exploring, and we have to rid the water of this nasty bacteria filth stuff.
This is why having a pond is like always a fun looking idea until you go to actually have one in your backyard, and then you're like, man, I have to like treat this all the time.
Yes.
We don't have one, but
The keyhole to the library has eroded, it turns out, in the present.
oh dang.
So a quick trip to the past, and here it is.
Nice. Oh, was the top of the key shaped like a book?
Yes, it
That
was.
was so cute.
I just told my students today, they weren't complaining about this, but I anticipated it, but every time I assign reading that is accessible online through the library, like they can get a PDF if they just go through the library website, instead of me giving them the PDF, I'm like, please access this through the library website. Because the library needs data points that people actually use them.
Yeah, they need the usage statistics.
So I'm like, here's why I do it. I know I could just give you a PDF, but...
Well, and I'm having an interesting thing this semester with that because I have requests in some classes for like I as somebody that needs like an OCR.
Right.
So it's like I have the scans anyway. So it's a question of, do you just email that one student and everybody else has to actually go to the library?
Right. I mean, I do tell them, like, if anyone's having trouble or needs a
Right.
PDF, like,
Right.
just let
Or
me
they're
know.
sick or something.
Alright, I know how the Book of Seals is used, I just need the quest that lets me pick
But,
it up.
I don't, if they have to go into the library, I do just scan it if it's only physical, but if it's online, it's usually already OCR'd because, like, it's an Oxford
Right.
chapter or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember where I heard that. I think some librarian was like, hey, like, it's really nice when you make them, like, go to get their assignments from our website instead of just downloading
Yeah.
a PDF and share on
I always
Canvas.
link it. I always link it through the library website, or we actually I have my own like page through the library with like my course reserves.
Oh,
So
that's
like if
nice.
there's like an ebook or something, it's listed right there. So it's a lot easier that they don't even have to like search the library website. They just have to click on the thing for our page. So,
Yeah, I give them
Yeah.
no help. I'm
Our
like,
librarians
it's the
rock.
library. Just learn how to yeah. But if I don't think there's anything that they'd have had to go in physically for this particular class.
Well, and I always told my grad students like, just you can do what we used to do when I was in grad school, and just like talk to your
one
your
person
colleague.
scans.
Yeah, like have somebody scan for and we would trade off weeks. And like I don't know why this doesn't occur to people. Like why am I having to tell them like this is
To make
something you
friends.
could do?
Yeah.
Why does it not occur to people? Yeah,
The Intro to
the
Graduate Methods Studies course. Nobody comes to grad school thinking they have to pay attention to that class, and it is the most important class.
Yeah. Well, in the grads, I trust a little more to like actually do the reading. I feel like if I don't provide the readings to the undergrads, they just aren't going to do them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
They need the least friction in order to get to
Right.
the reading. I understand. Yeah, this is a grad class,
And
so
this is not me like slamming on undergrads.
422.
Like it's recognition that we have to like
Oh.
teach a lot of these like academic skills, and it's something to work on.
yes.
So
213.
it's fine. So yeah, I'm not like salty at them for like the idea of like, oh, they probably won't read it unless I provide it to them, because it's like we're doing so much about just like building in good workflow and like doing
Yeah.
metacognition about like how do you actually work well. And I do this with the grad students too. It's a big part of the advising I do. It's just like figuring out you know,
Yes, it's a
how
huge
how do I work best?
And it's like, you know, like how do we structure our meetings and how do you like what do you yeah. Like some students are really kind of on top of their own and like are very self-aware, and some students have not thought this for themselves yet, so you have to kind of walk them through it. It's like actually really interesting. It's like I feel like I need to be taught how to be teaching some of these skills, because some stuff is like some stuff I struggled with, so I can help teach them. But some stuff I'm like, I didn't even think that you wouldn't know to think, you know. So it's really like very eye-opening. It's very I'm learning a lot being a mentor.
Yeah.
Different,
You kind of come across like things that may have seemed like, oh, is this too much hand holding? It's like, well, you just never know what the gaps are in somebody's, especially like high school education. Like things like bibliography, like some of them might not even know anything about like how to follow the format of the bibliography
Chicago
as
manual
presented
style, and they're like, what the hell does that mean? What are those words you're saying? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you could be like, go to the Purdue OWL, and then they look and they like don't realize how detailed citation style. You know, it's like, no, we're talking about like to the letter. You follow the way it's punctuated. You follow every little like, you know, this part is italicized, but this part isn't. Like,
Europe. Which is annoying, but it can be like Zen. It's like get your like Animal Crossing music on with the rain and just do your citations.
All right. The C.
I like to take them down like that, like at the beginning, because otherwise I'm like always cursing myself. Like, why didn't I get that? Like the page numbers of this chapter in this book.
Oh, I definitely get I tell them, I'm like, get all the information now. You can worry about
right when you go to read it and take notes on it.
Yes, make sure you get the stuff.
Man, the number of times, like, you only have to do that a few times to be like so annoyed with it that you kind of get yourself into a better system.
Right.
Gosh, I love this name.
All right. Now the C is clean. We have permission to enter Jabu Jabu, which you all might recall is a giant fish from Ocarina of Time, where it is the third dungeon. And
I remember Jabu.
People complain about Ocarina of Time's water temple. That is a well signposted easy dungeon by comparison to this one. This is, without question for me, the most difficult dungeon in the entire Zelda franchise. And it's not even close. I'm going to take a moment and pull up a walkthrough step by step for this.
No. I might not be able to open this music file. Oh no.
Why does he have like a pig? Why is he Ganon-like with that pig snout? Look at that.
There is.
Like
Check out the new piece of music
nostrils.
here. Hold on. It's very good.
Jabu Jabu's belly.
It's like the sequence in Star Tropics when you're in the whale belly.
Very different from Ocarina again.
Yes. Alright, from the entrance, head left one screen and swim around. We'll do that.
Dabba dabba dabba.
He's so cute, little fish Link.
I know, he's my favorite.
Oh. Beep boop. A little wiggly butt. Look at that.
I love him.
Be my lucky pal. Scoot.
Okay, so
The only thing that sort of sounds underwater is the same sort of reverb we heard in the other water place, or Zora's place, domain or whatever. But yeah, if you just played this for me, I wouldn't necessarily guess this is an underwater dungeon. I might guess there's a lot of space from the reverb.
Yeah.
Like it's like tall ceilings dungeon.
There's a chest here to open. Good.
How annoying.
Up 3 screens. This is a huge dungeon, which is part of why it's so big. It looks so difficult. 1, 2.
I should have made my map this dungeon. The one that
3.
I'm gonna have to.
You could have look at how big this dungeon is. It's a 3-floor, huge dungeon by comparison to everything else in both titles.
That's such a big belly, Jabu Jabu. What you eating?
I will do a transcription of this, but I'm gonna have to do it without being able to separate channels because I cannot figure out a way to do it with this file format.
Old school. No, you don't have. I feel bad now because I was like, please do this.
No, I wanted to do it anyway. Like you reminded me that I wanted to transcribe it because I think it's a banger. But as I looked into it, I'm like, I don't like M3U is the file format from Zophar, and I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
That ain't openable in audio overload, as far as I could tell.
I might. Will Foobar open it? And can you separate by channel in Foobar 2000?
What's Foobar? We're gonna look into this.
Turns out all the playbacks in Zoom are in M3U as well. What? Okay.
Weird.
Gamer Composer also says, is it openable in Foobar?
We're gonna find out.
Okay, let's see.
In like channel separable though? I mean, things open.
Foobar
things.
should be able to separate by channel. It should.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
It says, walk up the staircase up to the 3rd floor, head down 1 screen, walk.
I love audio overload. Oh my god.
Then head up 1 screen.
I think I donate a few bucks.
Step on this first switch, which will remove water.
Audio overload guy every year.
From the whale.
Oh man, you heard water going out. He just barfed.
That's right, he did. Hooray!
Or I guess the other direction. I don't know.
Wow.
It's a whale though, right? Does it like come out the spout on top?
Oh, it might be a spout situation. Yeah, if it's water. I don't know how whales work. I only know like Jonah. And
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah, there's only a few, and the other, and Ocarina of Time.
So this used to be a hole that I would swim over, but now that the water's out, I can fall down and hit the basement of the whale.
Open with. Try it.
All right, and we are to use the switch hook now.
Doesn't seem like it's opening.
Switch hook.
God, this week was long. It's still happening though. Still have a day tomorrow, but it still feels like the end.
Off the ledge, head down.
I don't remember if the chat weighed in, but who in chat is in the cold ice storm section of the country, and who in chat is in the unseasonably warm section of the country? Since we're separated here, even on the stream. It's so weird and unsettling.
It doesn't look like it's opening in this program. Not the M3U. I can open an MP3, but that doesn't give me options to do things. At least not that I'm seeing.
Okay. Alright, the Cane of Samaria will open this for us here. Check that out. Very good. Through the open doorway on the right. Swim
That
right
means I'm gonna have to, like,
into
actually
right
use
here.
my dang ears, y'all. Like I'm sitting in theory dictation.
Yeah,
The
like
staircase here.
old timey.
Turns out I was actually decent at that. It's just been a while since I've had to, like, not pick things apart. It's obviously a lot easier when you can go channel by channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Especially on a reverb-heavy track like this.
Yeah. Andrew says I had one editor I was working on an animation chapter who was a real pain. Absolute nightmare. I wonder who he's talking about.
Haha. Alright.
Ear training. Woo.
Yeah, I mean, I do transcriptions from like pop songs all the time, but that's a little different. That's usually like I can intuit what the chord progression is usually pretty quickly, and then I can just kind of build something from that. And I'm usually mostly transcribing melody when I do that. I can show off my new keyboard. Look! Whoa!
Third floor, go
Also-
up one.
Because
Yeah,
I know
do have a key,
Pete's a
okay.
back future fan.
Nice.
My friend Billy did this. And if like you look close, there's a bunch of like Back to the Future stuff in the background. It's not just blue.
Oh, cool.
There's like the
Yeah.
license plate and like the that's all these like Easter eggs for all the films. It's very cool.
Alright. Let's go right and down now. We'll go back to the second floor. We'll switch this way, get out of here.
Oh, I'm gonna paint my nails because I haven't done that in a while because I had
Mhm.
COVID and I didn't feel up to it. And Joe just got me a new base coat because I don't know what happened to my base coat.
I don't know what happened.
Remember that week that I painted my nails and I used top coat as base coat? That did not work, it turned out.
Yeah, I don't have any nail polish left because the nail polish I used on stream that week revealed itself to be really old because it never actually dried. You know, like the really old stuff that
Oh, where it's like real tacky, yeah.
it's like tacky for like a day. You're like, oh no, this is too old. So I'm officially, because I got rid of a lot of old nail polishes when I moved and kept just a few, and now I'm down to 0. I have a clear, that's what I have. So I gotta order some more.
I recommend Hollow Taco by Simply Nailogical.
I know, Hollow Taco is one of my faves. But
She's real. Then did you see what the new collection is, Julianne?
I have not actually.
It's chrome. Everything is chrome, which makes me happy because I remember when like chrome nail polish first came out in like 2006.
I was
You know,
gonna say, I was like, this is like, oh, it's like a throwback a little bit to when that was like really in. I'm like, I'm glad to be in my heyday. I don't care what the kids think.
oh, Jurassic Park. Yeah, John Williams is in. You have to do your own transcriptions of anything John Williams because you are not getting a copy of that from him. I mean, a lot of film composers, it's like that, and sometimes it's not that they're being jerks. It's like proprietary to the studio or whatever.
I almost taught post-tonal ear training this year. Just because I was like, I've never done that. I don't know how to do that. I'm bad at that. I should teach it to learn it. But then I like my enthusiasm. I was like, wait, that's gonna be really hard and unrealistic and like maybe awful for a first
Yeah,
year
like
professor.
do it when you're a little more settled in the job.
I will point out that Gary Scheinman had John Williams's Star Wars score in his own handwriting for his talking. I have no idea how he did that, but it was cool.
He
We
must have
the
really
long
sweet talked him.
switch hook now. That's the most boring upgrade across either game, by the way. I feel like the level 2 switch hook is just not sexy. So now we can go down. Avoid the
Yeah,
stairs
it's not
here.
like-
Left is-
It's not like stuff never gets out. It's just that like famously, if you like go to ask Williams, like because you want to use an example in like an academic publication, you will tend to get no's. I don't work on Williams. That's just what I've heard from film people. But you know, this is why we have Frank Lehman. He just transcribes everything by ear. He like brings a notebook into the theater when Star Wars comes out, and like by the next day he's like, "Oh, here's like Kylo Ren's theme." You're like, "What? How did you do that so fast?
Right? Frank is incredible.
I know. Yeah, like he's like, here's all of like the Wednesday score or whatever, like the moment it came out. And I'm like, all right.
I remember that. Yeah, and I
That
hadn't
is
because I hadn't
intense.
watched it yet. I was just like, oh, okay. Of course, the big song takeaway from Wednesday turned out to be that like 1960s Goo Goo Muck that she dances to at the dance sequence. It's iconic.
I was like really surprised that dance sequence like was viral, but
It was everywhere.
It was.
it was really
It still
everywhere.
kind of is.
It
Like I still see
is.
people using it.
And now it's on like Just Dance. Like my nieces was dancing to it, which I understand.
That's awesome.
I like that. 'Cause it's like not exactly like really hard, but it's funny. But it was like in the grand scheme of the show, it was such a like I thought it was gonna be bigger. Because I'd
Right,
seen
me
the
too.
dance before I saw the show, and I was like, oh, this was just a little blip of time. Like it wasn't like this big moment. So funny.
Yeah, I agree.
Ludo, like choreo, narrative dissonance. I don't know.
Choreo narrative dissonance. That's good.
Makes no sense. Yeah, gamer composers. Back in my day, I just had YouTube and a set of ears. For real though.
Hmm.
Or the game, just the game, or just the movie where you do like pause it, rewind. You kids know what rewind is?
Yeah, like he literally, because I asked him one time, I'm like, do you just bring like a notebook into the theater and like try to write stuff down in the dark? And he said, yes, that's exactly what I do.
I do not have those skills, and I'm glad that there's someone so nice and wonderful who does.
Yes. Wouldn't it be terrible if like the best transcriptionist in the field wasn't
If
like
Frank
the
was
best
like an
person
asshole?
in the field?
I
Yeah.
know. I'm like, so he's like so good, like in every.
For any of you who have not met Frank, he's one of those folks who makes it very easy to like be happy for, which is the best.
Yeah, because he is like humble and just like very generous in every way.
Yeah, speaking of generous, all those Star Wars themes are available right here for free.
I did a whole
Go check out his
unit.
thematic catalog if you
If
haven't
any of
seen
my
it before.
students are on, which they probably aren't, but like we did a unit on the thematic catalogs in Hollywood Harmony a few weeks ago.
Nice.
And we did a Star Wars versus Star Trek transcription week. Just had a lot of fun. There's all my students. It was like my students. I have 14 in that class, and I think like 12 of them were like Star Wars people.
Oh,
One
cool.
of them was Star Trek and very anti-Star Wars. Like haven't even seen the Star Wars. That kind of anti.
Wow.
But then like the other ones had never seen any Star Trek. I made them transcribe like the original series theme.
Heck yeah.
Hi, Jordan.
La,
How you
la,
doing?
Like,
la,
I've
la, la,
never
la,
heard this
la.
before. I'm like, oh my god, I'm glad to be giving this sequel. It's such
Hello,
a fun
Jordan.
Game. Hi. Hey, we got a critical mass. I don't know what a critical mass is for this.
All right.
I didn't. Which is 3 of us.
Now we can put that.
I have
diamond
critical
there.
mass.
And get
Yeah,
the
I've
Samaria
finished
there.
my own critical mass.
Get a key.
I did pick up 5 guys on the way home because I was like,
Nice. That's
Having a
some
day.
critical massive burger right there.
even though I always ordered the little burger, it's definitely enough.
It's still, yeah, it's like plenty. I've learned, I'll go to like on every now and then be like, I really want a milkshake from wherever, and I've learned like don't even order mediums anywhere because it's way too much.
I know.
Because our country loves supersizing everything, so I have to remind myself like I feel like I want a medium, but it means I actually want a small most of the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where was I?
Oh my god, the LP transformations.
Sounds like a theorist right there.
Sounds like some neo-Romanian bullshit right there.
OG Riemannian.
Yeah, so then you flip the chords and it's like underwater chords. You know, that's what Riemannian is. Something Jacob Collier, I don't know. I don't really know. There's a subset of theory people that do theory. Yeah.
Theory.
There's theory, and then there's theory. And those are all the compound transformations.
The
We
NRT.
need to flood the dungeon once more. All right,
You know what I've gotten really good at
now
in
we
the
have
past
the long switch hook. We can actually get over here. Go ahead.
Hey.
drum notation.
Yes, I've been. Really
And it's
excited
made
for
me
you,
really
actually.
salty about how bad everybody else is at, like, unless they're actually a percussionist themselves. Like, oh my goodness, drum
Everybody's
notation
just
is
winging
trash in so many places. And some of the issues I was having, stuff was just like notated in completely not the right place. Like, it's not like we're inventing, a way to notate some weird instrument, and so we make something up. This is like, no, there's a place to notate a tambourine in traditional percussion notation. You're just opting to put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
That's
they figure
probably me.
they just label it. They're like, oh, this is a tambourine. I'm like, no, that's a shaker. But okay.
Maybe they think it's the same instrument.
No, what I think it actually, like
That could happen.
in fuming about this, what I think was actually going on, and this was a musical for reference. What I think was actually going on was the combinations of instruments in the percussion part were going to be like stacked in such a way, like it would be like on the, if we were in bass clef, like the F line and the G, so they would be like crunched. And so they would separate them out to be a fifth apart. So I think it was for ease of like visual, like apprehending, like, oh, the bottom one is the tambourine line, the top line is the hand claps or whatever. So I think it was purely for looks, but it's just kind of annoying because it's like, if we have a standard, why are we not using it? Because then the poor percussionists, it's like, why learn the standard? Because people are just going to do what they want. And you just have to roll with it.
Yeah,
Roll
notice
with
that
it.
this, which
How do you
used to
notate a
be
roll?
dry, is now full of water. Which we have been trying to do for a while. We are almost done.
I love being full of water. I don't always remember to drink enough water, so.
I think the way that they actually do the water on the screen is really interesting, and I just never thought about it
looks
until right
like-
now.
Oh, yeah,
It's like the
waving
TV.
Stuff. Yes, I like
The way
that.
the like
It's like
TV,
the CRT
yeah,
television
yeah.
refresh.
Exactly. Gegenzertritte? I don't know what that means.
Didn't you have to take German? Wait, what does theory make you do for languages?
Depends on the institution, but we had 2, and I had to do German and French, and I did German for a semester, and that was like 10 years ago, so. Yeah, I don't remember anything, except for like the basics, very basics.
Yeah, I did German and French as well. Because I didn't have the patience to figure out swapping in Japanese, which would have made sense, and I could have done. I had already taken both German and French, so I just did them because I was like, well, I already have experience with these languages, so I'll just get better at them. But Japanese, as I may have mentioned before, is kind of a difficult one to. Ryan was able to sub it in, and basically, you took like the undergrad class, right, Ryan? A couple semesters.
I did. That's right.
My department was like, they look for what they call reading literacy, right? So like, you don't have to be able to speak it that well, but you have to be able to translate it. And the problem with Japanese is like, you could maybe get most of an accelerated like grammar in a semester like you could with the other languages, but then you have to learn all the kanji. So like, you really don't get reading literacy just from a couple semesters. It takes a while to build in all of the kanji. So that was the problem, and the reason that I didn't want to pursue it, because even the Japanese department was like, we don't really know how to do this in 2 semesters the way the other languages are set up.
Yeah.
3 languages, that's awesome. It's intense.
Yeah. But it was also just like reading knowledge. And we had courses there that was like French for reading, like French for grad students.
Yeah, us too. They were,
Which
and they
is nice.
condensed it. So the first semester was just like all of the grammar.
Yep,
So if you've taken the
exactly.
language, you could even test out of that and just do the translation half.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and often they were they did them in the summers too. Like that was a really common. I did French the one summer.
Yeah, I did French in the summer. It's very warm.
So the I think my base coat is dry. Yeah. So the polish I'm going with is Love Spell by Hollow Taco, and it's magnetic. So I have a little wand here. So when you put it on, you like hold the magnet over your nail, and then it like creates like a 3D effect.
Oh, that's so cool. I was
Oh.
like, what does a magnet do? I thought you had like you put like little magnets on your nails, like it was little fridges.
No, they're like magnetized. Like some of the pigment is magnetized and some of it isn't.
Oh yeah, so you can make little designs. Cool.
Yeah. We're gonna give this a shot. But it means you kind of have to go nail by nail because you have to do the magnet before it dries, obviously. Because you can just lay it down flat.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do like kind of a diagonal here with the magnet. And I have to hold it for a minute, I think. You can kind of do it as long as you want, but I'm gonna go for the really dramatic.
Head up.
I wonder how the nails would perform in the magnetic cave in Final Fantasy IV.
They wouldn't do very well.
No.
They'd be weighted down.
I had a student today, it was an assignment, they could pick anything to analyze, and they're like, I decided there's this game, Final Fantasy VI.
You're like,
and
oh,
I,
geez,
and I did the opera,
this
and I
game.
was like, because we were all just sort of sharing what they did, and they were showing the clips, and I was like...
You're like, yeah, I may have heard of that one.
I was like, okay, I'm going to try not to spend the rest of the class on this, like the next hour, but it's a very rich text.
Very rich text. Lol.
They used the remaster. And so
Oh, fun.
let's look at the original, like the way the voice was created. And I did not use all the. I was like, you should look at the different languages. But I didn't waste too much time. Protractor.
So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Oh, you kind of can't. See how there's like a diagonal? Like
Yes. I actually
Yeah,
can see that.
that's what the magnet did.
How cool.
So like it kind of looks like a cat eye gemstone or something like that, where it has that kind of like shift to it. So the rest of these I'm not gonna hold up. That's fine. She has a whole collection of different colors with these magnetic ones, but I got the red because I figured I could use it for Christmas and Valentine's Day, at least. And red is also just classic. She has other colors as well. She being Christine without an H of Simply Nailogical.
Ouch.
Cheers. Wow, we're getting spicy in the chat.
Oh yeah, I was talking about tractors.
You're sure you yelled at an abacus? I'm picturing Pete like shaking his fist.
Alright,
Darn
here's
abacus.
finally, with apologies, the end of the worst dungeon in the game. Let's
Why
do
is it always the water levels, you know?
Scooty fruity doo.
Fruity, fruity.
Okay. Got it.
Love that little chromatic doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
It's like a cute chromatic descent.
And it really messes up your sense of meter and everything, or form, so.
So we have to switch with him to get him to change color. And the opposite color has to hit him.
Wow. Our resident philosopher here in the chat. Do you ever really retire from being a mathematician? Do you ever really retire from anything?
Is a dungeon theme a dungeon theme? Jordan, is this a dungeon theme? You have to play
Yeah,
it.
Jordan, is this a dungeon theme?
Let's begin. Whenever Jordan
I mean, this
comes
is
in,
the
we're in
boss
dungeon.
theme, so we're kind of past it, but you have to weigh in. Jordan, for the uninitiated, Jordan gave a talk at the North American Conference on Video Game Music at the beginning of the month.
That was excellent.
It was wildly excellent. Like all of Jordan's work on the various Zelda games. I'm
Yes,
still obsessed with
We are being facetious
the Link's
in
Awakening
our
one.
making fun, I swear. Yeah.
I mean, to Jordan's point in the chat about retiring, do professors ever retire?
No,
No,
but that's like a
literal question of like,
yeah, that's an HR question.
and that's why we have this like hiring process.
All right. This
Tell me if it's a
cutscene is a
dungeon theme or else
linked
it's
game
entrapment.
cutscene that Twin Rova
Ooh.
brags to us that they are going to win. The tower is done, and we are out of luck.
Oh no!
And here's that theme that reminds me of the beginning of Link's Awakening.
It's entrapment.
Oh shoot! Went too low with the magnet.
The world's
Right.
biggest magnet lab is located in Tallahassee, Florida. So if you want
That's
to
it.
come make some really dramatic effects on your nails,
Look, the world. We have not saved the world. The world sucks
That
again, just like it did at the beginning now.
yes. Yeah.
So now everybody's turning to stone again.
Oh. Oh no! This is so
Oh, don't turn the bunnies into stone!
sad.
Ugh,
Rude.
this queen is so awful.
This is
Even though she has a good hat.
I know.
Well, we'll
We
go.
have- It's not
Remember, she's
exonerate her for her
possessed, right?
crimes.
We'll go unpossess the queen, and then we'll save
Oh,
the
good.
day
Okay.
here. Varan's
Okay.
deeds have changed the world. It is somewhere in the world. I know where the last one is. Let's go get it. But first, we have done very well. We need the Zora scale.
Why do I have a Discord notification? Who dares?
Who dares? Is it on
Dares.
Is it on our 14 Discord?
No, I have that muted. I have everything muted. That's why it's weird. I mean, it's not like
Oh, maybe somebody
I
like
can't
messaged
handle
you,
it, but I also
messaged you.
can't handle it.
I pinged you on my Discord, my school Discord
Yeah,
today. Which
Yes,
might have been,
MSU one. Wait, is it me personally or just an everybody thing?
I pinged everybody and you, I think, at the same time.
Okay.
All right, exit Zora Village.
So cool. This is a fun effect.
Everybody and me. Oh, there I am.
There I am.
Aww.
I'm the problem, it's me.
Yay. Yeah, I hadn't opened Discord for a few days, so I almost like did the yikes.
Wait,
react.
with that snippet of the doodle.
See, now that's a transcription.
Yeah. Well, so we did in my video game class yesterday, we did Megan Lavengood's Sonic 3.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of that, which I always quote, is where she talks about the Carnival Night theme, quoting the Fuchik March, and she's like, which no one knows by name, but they know as that circus theme that goes doot 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 doot,
Yes.
and that she actually wrote out the doot doots. I'm like,
Yes.
this is the greatest thing to show up in an academic publication so far.
Yes, agreed.
I'm a big fan.
That is a very sweet message, Ryan.
Well, thank you.
I was gonna respond to it, but I do not have permission to send messages in the giant announcements channel. At your
Hey, do we
school.
want to talk about this theme at all? And how it's like
We
really
have.
not very watery?
It's much more like the Zora are regal noble people theme.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, what do we want to communicate? Do we want to communicate that they're watery fish people?
The
Not
only
this time.
the only water element is the Oompapas, but even those feel heavy to me because they're kind of like low.
Yeah, they're more like Germantown Oompas.
Right.
They're more like a Super Mario RPG. Bom, bom, the plotting Oompas.
Hmm.
It's like the heavy weight of the water gravity kind of Oompas. Dodo. Yeah, exactly. More video game dev talk. Okay.
If we want to do video game death talk, we should play one of the Souls games.
Oh no. Although, make me do it, or make one of us do it. One of these days, I think I'm gonna play a game that's not Star Fox 64 on the stream. Because I have the technology.
Yeah, I think in all the years we've been doing this, Julian has played the least on our channel.
Yeah,
because like Karen's done point and click stuff.
Yeah, I've done. Now that I've had the technology for 2 years now, and I'm like, I need to play something on here, and not scream through it. That's my thing. Is like, I know I'm gonna shout because I'm very vocal, but I would try not to. Maybe I'll just mute myself.
No, I don't think you have to check the vocality for us. I think that's a big draw to the channel.
All right, now we can get into the Sea of Storms, and let's get in here and surface and see what's around. Notice we're inside this big barrier. This is the only way to get inside.
Yeah, I think if we rank the four of us based on like who's played, I think I'm second, right? I feel like I've played a fair amount.
Now, look who this is.
Still nowhere near. Like Ryan is the MVP here.
Do you all recall the pirates in Sabrosia from the other game?
Look how cute they are. They're like, yar.
Yeah, ahoy, it's been a long time. I didn't expect to meet you here. We've come all the way back.
He didn't say here, he said ear.
All the way back from
Didn't expect
Olodrum.
to meet you, eh?
You gotta say it in a pirate accent, Ryan.
But we got stuck in this Sea of Storms and cannot get out.
Arr.
You've got the
Good.
Zora's Scale Sea Charm. Aye, that could calm this Sea of Storms. How about you give me that Zora's Scale? Of course we will. Thank ye.
Thank you.
You're a good man.
You're a good man.
Ahoy, mateys. See the
Good.
spirit of a seafaring man. Alright.
Gotta earn those subs, you know?
I like how this is not like a sea shanty. You know, this is just like a...
Yeah, what is this theme?
This is from Oracle of Seasons, and this is the weird pirate. I'm a terrible pirate. I'm too good of a person, I guess. Alright. Let's take the Tokay Eyeball.
I am a pirate who doesn't do anything.
You really helped us out. Maybe you should end that way.
VeggieTales, anybody?
Recall the pirate
I
said
have
he
veggies all over my
sailed
shirt.
back from Holodrum. You have to do a lot of mental and emotional labor to figure it out if you play the games this way. The other way, you don't get to meet the pirates if you play Ages first and Seasons later, but Queen Ambi shows up and says, at this point, my long-lost lover sailed for Holodrum and never returned.
Did she use the word lover?
And that's why she's building the lighthouse to find him. She does use the word lover.
Wow.
The lighthouse is being built to search
Spicy.
for him, the pirate guy. So he's just dodging his girlfriend like a bad boyfriend. Alright.
Wow, this is friggin' awful, but you know what? She's building a lighthouse? Good for her.
Good for her.
I don't know.
Oh, here's the cave I want to visit while we're here.
Beep-a-boo.
Yes, good.
Color, just a
Alright, back to the beginning here. Let's warp over. Back to Crescent Island we go. Haven't been here in a while.
Oh yeah, this theme's good too.
This is a good theme.
Is this the dragon? The dinosaurs?
Yes.
They're like, hello.
And we talked about the kind of like rocky.
Yeah, they're like how to signify dinosaurs in video
Yeah,
games.
yeah, because we were making the Chrono Trigger comparison.
How hard can it be to get to where I want to go here? Up and around.
Incredibly.
I need a different, not a different drink, just more of the same. Or a different one, either one. Meal. As recompense for taking all of my gear and making me late.
Ha.
Ah.
Recompense, make me another margarita.
Recompense! Yeah, let me test. Maybe let me call him.
Here we go. I want a drink. Man. So now we have this eyeball, and check out this convenient statue that's missing one.
Oh, hey. Hello, friend.
Hold on, you're on Do Not Disturb? Ew. Calling you again.
Ha!
Alright, show your courage, wisdom, and power. The road to the past shall then open. Well, let's see what we can do.
You can't
I like the mummies wandering around.
Do you like that I'm using the giant big sword? Alright.
Yeah,
This one
it seems
will be-
sufficient.
It was for that. This must be... wisdom, maybe? I don't know.
I'm leaving you a voicemail, Neil, because you're stupid. Bye. Ugh. Sorry. I'm tethered because the headphones are... Okay, BRB. Give me more of that margarita. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, but maybe I have to find it.
When you
Oh
get to
my
a moment
gosh.
where you can chill for a minute, let me know, Ryan. There's something I want to check on this theme.
This cave theme?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me... finish this dark area that I'm trying to deal with, and then sure.
Well, it's sort of full. It sort of still has some marks in it. I just wanted to.
Alright, do you want me to mute this audio, Dana?
No. I want to listen to it.
It's from Link's Awakening.
No, I know.
Okay.
I have to wait for it to start over.
Right here.
Yeah, thank you.
Now on this second loop, can you pause it?
last week.
Right here. Do you notice how much more staccato it is? The hits?
Oh, yeah.
Only on the pause menu?
Yes,
Does that happen in Link's Awakening and I just don't remember?
it does.
Okay, that's so cool.
It is cool.
Aces are the best. Not just because they have cake. But thank you, Andrew. Burp, burp. Burp. Beep, 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 pop, boop. I'm spilling everything everywhere. Oh, let's... Okay.
Is it Ace Awareness Week again?
Where did that start? That, like,
I have no
everything
idea
is
because I joined the Final Fantasy XIV Discord too late.
Me too.
I just know that it's always Ace Awareness Week.
I don't think there's any joke that isn't like before my time as well. So Dana, I'm with you on all of the like. Okay.
It's just like a running joke in our Discord that's like always
It's always
Ace Awareness Week.
That's right.
It's always there.
It's always Ace Week. Like they'll announce like some kind of like an in-game like, oh, we're gonna do some kind of a festival for like Valentine's Day or whatever, and then people will be like, oh wow, how nice of them, like right during Ace Week.
Yeah.
This is a fun theme.
Yeah. Is this new?
This is
I don't
new.
remember it.
This is a cool March theme here.
Is this like in 5? What is going on here?
Alright, I gotta figure out the maze here. You guys get to listen to music while I play.
There's a lot of metrical ambiguity
I was gonna say,
and interest in this whole game.
Conducting this one would be really hard. There's always either an extra or not an extra, depending on how you think about it.
I remember, like, I had friends who were, like, had never been in anything but, like, regular symphony orchestra, and then I had been in, only had been in wind bands, like, I'd never been in an orchestra, like, and so we met in grad school, and I remember, like, some of my symphony friends being like, oh my god, Brahms, he, like, sometimes does 3 against 2, and, like, this cool hemiola thing, and, like, it's so cool. I'm like, have you ever done anything but, like, if that's like the epitome of like rhythmic interest and metrical interest, whereas like all wind band stuff is like super post-tonal, like 10/8, 7/8, 11/8, like everything. It's like on the opposite end of the spectrum of anything you'd want to hear. Unless
I don't know about that. I love
well,
that stuff.
I mean, I love band stuff. I love it. Like, but you know, compared to like some bullshit romantic symphony, you're not gonna get the same
I'm actually
audience.
gonna exit this dungeon and restart it so we can restart the track. This one is a dungeon theme, team.
Yes. Yes, growing up on Wind Band and like Final Fantasy, like JRPGs, it's like you know about weird meters.
Man, this is about as low as you can get in those channels.
It is very low in the range, yeah.
Is this Koji Kondo too, or is it someone else?
No.
This is not Kondo.
Did we ever talk about who this is?
Kondo
Yes.
never did any of the Game Boy games.
Oh, okay. Except just the general theme.
We looked it up. I can't remember the name. Someone spot me in chat because I have wet nails. I can't type. I'll ruin my manicure.
I knew it was to the left somewhere. Okay.
I prefer Mermaid Link. Yeah, same. We don't get a little wiggle butt Link this way.
It's true. We're all missing out.
Oh, I need to play Aviary Attorney.
Yeah,
It's
that was
very good.
delightful.
Still on my list of like fun things to do. Oh, has anyone played or heard of the game Little Misfortune?
Nope.
A student brought it today. It looked really, really interesting and terrifying, and I think we should play it.
Huh.
Okay.
As an
You could play it.
example of the acousmetra in sound, which is like
Did
the
you read
sort of
Xion?
we read some Xion, but we read something else that mentioned that this past week. But yes. But like it was really just the clips that she was showing were really funny and interesting. It's sort of like a point and click adventure. And it looked really cute and really interesting and terrifying, like at the same time, like artistically weird. It was not my favorite. Well, also she said that she like cried at the end, so like I don't know if you 8-bit Aria, you just didn't like it or it was just like super sad or something. She was really moved by it, but she wouldn't tell me like how. I didn't know if she was crying because she was.
So she wants you to play it.
I was trying to get like information because I was like, well, how do we know what this voice is? Yeah. Certain heavy games, I wonder if it's better to do them on stream, or sometimes it's better to do them alone. You can truly process them.
Are you far from your microphone? You kind of like got quiet as you were moving.
Oh, I was moving something or with my microphone. Wait, if I just talk
you're
right
good
here,
now,
is
Julian.
this okay?
You're good there, but like you leaned over and it kind of went away. Yeah.
No, I needed to do that to prove it. But... Great. Subtle differences with this mic. Yes, like even the clips she showed, it was very dark but also humorous, and I was like, I don't know how to take this, so it's very interesting. Super, like I was very intrigued though, so I was sort of wondering if that could be on our list
This
down
is
the
so
road.
dirgy. Just plotting and low down.
It's so low. Yeah, it's like more data voice down at that register.
It's the COVID. I can get real low, low. Misfortune, yeah. Little Misfortune, Lil Misfortune.
Yeah, I don't remember the actual title off the top of my head, but I think it was like Little Misfortune or something.
Okay, I did best with the first nail and like a couple. There's a couple that are like more pronounced than others. I could do a second coat and try to magnetize again some of the nails that aren't as glamorous here. Try it. One of the sucky things about my bout with COVID was it was severe enough I couldn't even like lay in bed and game for most of it.
Yeah.
Like I felt so much like trash that screens were not happening.
Yes, I hate that version of being sick where
Yeah, that's
like,
the
you
absolute
can't even
worst.
really be on a screen.
Yeah, it's one
You
thing
can't
to be
even
tired.
just like
It's one thing to just be, tired, but like, okay, I'll
you
stay
can't
in
even
bed,
like
but I can
face
like,
a screen, yeah.
yeah. But where it gets like real high and the bass drop.
All right, you should not feel bad, Pete.
Pete, there's no way you can control any of that. And I a lot of
I
coke
would
brand,
be
yeah.
willing to bet money that I got it in the airport. Nobody was masking.
Dana had to have caught it at the airport. That's the only way that I don't get it, I think. And Julian too, honestly.
Yeah,
The three of
because
us
like,
hung out till like what, 2:30 in the morning together?
yeah, we were.
I know that has gone to Disney World in the last 2 years has gotten COVID in that trip. I
Yeah,
don't know who's had a safe Orlando trip. So I'm like, you got the like chances are, according to my anecdata.
anecdata.
Yes, there we
I
go.
love that term.
Greg also got COVID. Yeah, that's where you get it, and so people are in that airport, mostly there
Yeah.
for Disney. Number 1 Disney, number 2 Nacrodome, obviously. Universal Studios, nah. Kissimmee, nah.
I'm just, I mean, I definitely had a rough bout, but it made me glad I was vaccinated. Because man, if this was
Would've
me
been
fully
worse, yeah.
vaccinated and boosted, then I probably would have been hospitalized, honestly, if I hadn't been vaccinated.
Uh-huh.
So, like,
Yeah,
just to
I
show
was
ya.
really scared at the level of COVID that I did get, which was before Nacrodome. Like
Yeah.
thinking, wow, okay, what would this have been like for me?
Right.
Like, yikes, man.
So grateful for science.
Yay!
Probably kept me from the worst of it. And honestly, the rest of my household got sick and experienced it the way a lot of people who've had it multiple times, where they're like, "Oh, it just felt like a bad cold," They basically had, fevers on the first day, which were controllable with like Tylenol, and then a little bit of like just congestion and froggy sounding voice.
Crap! It's one of these.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Now with the enemies gone, let's take a shot at this, shall we?
This is a big you can't even see the whole room, which makes you can't even be strategic about it.
You have to end in the upper left corner, though. That's
Yeah.
So at least we know that.
Yeah, kids also tend to make everybody sick of all sorts.
Yeah.
Once a kid is in a daycare, you're done.
Yeah.
Half my department got COVID just because their kids were in the same preschool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, that sucks.
Checks out though.
Thankfully, they caught it before they gave it to anybody else, like in our meetings. But people are pretty good at masking if they're feeling
Left.
something else.
Left?
Right?
Left.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Ah! Wait.
Why not?
See, now I'm cut off.
Why,
Hmm.
wait, I just do that way. Whatever. I'm gonna look away because I always think I know what I'm doing in these kinds of puzzles, and then I'm like, nope. So I'm not gonna give any advice. Very confident.
Okay, second code is definitely like I'm getting more pronounced like shift. Look at that. You can
Yeah.
you can actually see it. It's worth it. I mean, one to be a commercial again for these nail polishes. They really do like cover really beautifully. Like there's just something like going on. They feel good. They're very good formulas. And I've only ever bought like drugstore nail polish, so I didn't really have a lot to compare it to. But I think this one just because of the magnet, it benefits from a second coat.
Oh, this way. Okay.
Yeah, I think this way.
No. What? Wait, no. Keep going. Yeah. Beep it up. Beep.
Yep. This
Yep.
way does it.
Yeah. Okay. I thought there was a second way, but that might have been wrong. Yeah. All right. Great. Power glove. Hey.
Also, a super lame upgrade. Level 2 lifting is just not great.
I got level.
Do you
2
even
lift
lift,
now.
Ryan?
I do now. Yeah.
Do now, and
Lift,
it's
bro.
not very good.
My day-to-day lifting is children. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot,
Yeah, you'll have that.
depending on what they ate. Who did you have that was sick, Ryan? I think it was Oliver, right? Is he better?
It was
Is it just
Owen.
one day?
He is
Oh.
better.
Yeah.
Now you can lift the big statues, by the way. Chuck them around.
Ah.
Alright.
Burp. Burp. Burp.
I know I have to find a crystal.
I love
switch
the-
somewhere.
It's like a true echo. Ba-ba, 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 ba-ba.
Yeah.
It rearticulates, but it's softer.
Yeah.
Has
I
anyone
wonder
read?
if the right solution isn't to do this and walk on top of it.
How is that allowed? Sorry.
Oh, I got
It
knocked
seems
off.
like
That's gotta be what it
cheating.
is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Give me my thing here.
Tuesday. What did I do on Tuesday? Shit. I taught a class. Taught 2 classes. Ooh, I had margaritas. It was hot. It was hot Tuesday. It was Fat Tuesday.
It was Fat
It was also
Tuesday.
hot
I had
Tuesday.
that Saddleback Barbecue punch key, which was so good.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
get
man.
for Punchki Day.
I am sad for you, legitimately.
So where do you I'm in like Polish, where do you get the N sound? Because like when I read that I'm like paczki. Where do you get punchki?
Because it's not actually Paczki. One of those letters is a Polish letter.
And it's like a instead of an ah.
It has like an accent on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, it's Agnehem from the Super Nintendo game. Check it out.
Oh yeah, he's doing that bullshit.
It's on the A. Like if you look it up, it has like a little. Let's see if it'll put it. I'll put it in the chat.
Does it have like the circle or the
The A has like a little like extra tail on it. Can you see
Oh, the
that?
thing, it's like the thing at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like a cedille or whatever like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. So then I'm gonna
But I'm
copy
Slovenian,
this.
so I don't actually know the answer to your question because I don't know much about Polish. I know that it's
Realizing I don't
I've heard people say it's one of the most difficult languages to learn,
I have heard that as well.
but I don't like know why that would be. I think it just has like a lot of irregular verbs, like relative to other languages and things like that.
The A with the tail becomes after A, but it never appears at the beginning of a word. Blah, blah, blah. It's used to represent a nasal A sound, but it's shifted to a nasal O sound. Well, that doesn't really help me. I need to hear it. Nasal O. Huh. Like, like on.
That's where you get the
Like, or
Like I'm sure even calling it punchki is a very like Midwesternized version of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm listening to the various ways you can have this in a word. Oh.
But yeah, a lot of people think it's Pazki or something. You know, like they see it.
See, I'm a little bit better than Pazki.
Paxi.
Taxi. Error. Oh. Once. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
There's so many things in the world. Cool. Thank you. I linguistics in general. I mean, it's not that different from some aspects of music theory, but like if that's like if I got a PhD in something else or if I followed a different path,
You would have done linguistics?
it would have been probably something in linguistics because it's just so fascinating.
We all know what mine is.
What is?
What my, like, if I
Right.
weren't gonna do music, what my other PhD would have been.
Oh yeah. Easily Egyptology for you.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan? If you didn't do music, what would you have
Computer
PhD'd?
science?
Here's the thing, I failed programming twice, very famously, as far as my students are concerned, right? My syllabus says your professor failed a class twice, and it's computer science that I failed. So I don't know, if not musicology. I think, without stealing some of Joe's thunder, because I know he was on this path as well, I would have been strongly encouraged to consider becoming a Lutheran pastor.
Oh, cool.
Stealing his thunder. It's funny.
It's a different variation of the thunder, right, though? Like, not a priest, so.
Well, that's true. My roommate, actually, is the one who became the pastor. Okay, each quadrant has to be cleared out in this area.
I would have died for a fresh. I tried to get to the linguistics freshman seminar at my college, but it was full up. So what did I take? Oh, I took a really cool. It was like the archaeology of sex and gender, and it was like
Ooh.
very cool. There were a lot of cool freshman seminars as a rule are cool classes. I would love to teach one day.
I took one called The Life of the Mind.
Was that like cognition-y stuff?
No.
Or
It was they started this new program when I started school, and it was called SAGES. I don't remember if that stood for something, but the idea was that, like, instead of taking like freshman English, you would do these seminars, and they would start very broad, and the Life of the Mind seminars varied very much based on whoever was teaching it could kind of do what they wanted. I think there was one book we had to read, an Oliver Sacks book. I think everybody had to read that, but beyond that, the professors could kind of do whatever they wanted, and they got funding from the university to even do like field trips or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had somebody who was in the English department, but he worked on and has now published graphic novels.
Oh, cool.
So we did a bunch of different things, but then the idea was that you would take basically a semester a year, and they would gradually funnel down to be more and more your major. So you would have to take 3 seminars in different areas to kind of expose you to things. So you had to take one that was like social science related, you know. You had to take one that was in the arts, you know. So they had like these different ones. My social science one was actually a psychology of play seminar. So like we
that's
learned about
cool.
childhood studies.
Yeah.
And then my art one was actually a Beethoven seminar taught at Cleveland Institute of Music. So I was like, this is cheating. Because there was all these like non-music majors in this seminar and then me.
Nice.
The paper I wrote for that seminar, I was like, what's the worst piece Beethoven ever wrote? I'm going to write on that. So I wrote on Wellington's Victory.
I was gonna say, was it Wellington's Victory? Why not? Exactly.
It was a fun paper, actually.
Oh shit, yeah.
And then, like, you would take, like, a departmental seminar kind of toward the end. And the year that I did departmental seminar, the one in the fall was a Roots to Rock class, so it stopped in, like, the early 50s.
Oh.
But we looked at all of the different, you know, threads, the Carter family and, you know, R&B and gospel and like we looked at all that kind of, and country music in all its forms.
So cool. That's like something I wish I could take now.
That one got funded.
It's like a lot of these pop and rock origins and also the racial elements of it too.
We have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland too, so like part of that seminar
that's so cool.
We were able to like go into their archives and stuff.
That's so cool.
And I felt like I really lucked out that I did it in the fall because the same departmental seminar in the spring was all Wagner.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
I don't remember which opera it was, but they spent the entire semester on one opera.
Which makes sense because you have to. But like, damn, that's such a different experience, I feel.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Hold on.
My classical surveys never stop in the 50s. I always am like, let's get to the stuff I love.
Yes, I love, like, I'm always, whenever I talk to any of my friends about what are you teaching and what do you want to teach and what is your university letting you teach, like, damn, I wish I were an undergrad right now. Like, so many, like, I want to take my own class. I want to take all your classes.
Yeah, Ryan told me yesterday that he would like to take some of my seminar ideas.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Me too, honestly. That's why I'm
teaching just a basic Music 101 class is so much more interesting than anything I would have been offered. And I'm like, I would like to take Music 101, you know, from you people. So, my professor practicing Chopin for 3 hours. Like, I don't want to get into, like, back in my day, but, like, for real, back in our day, like, some stuff was, like, they didn't care. There was no, I mean, it was, like, the beginning of the rise of, like, students are the consumers, and we need to make the classes fun, or whatever. Like, we were in this transition period where it was still not that fun.
Yeah, I felt like our training, especially in music history, was very, like, this is just what you need. You know, you're gonna get friggin' classically trained because you are at a conservatory.
Fiber, and this is your like core of your diet, and like it can't possibly be fun. Maybe your electives might be fun, but like this is not going to be.
I don't think one of the nice things about like the case musicologist though is like it was very, very rigorous and very like by the book, the Burkholder, but it was you know. But they had passion for it. So, like, it wasn't just, like, going through their own motions. They were genuinely... I mean, the reason I'm a musicologist is because of David Rothenberg's early music seminar. Because, like, he made a whole group of us that probably had never encountered that music. Because, like, who sings medieval music? Even the vocalists don't tend to come in knowing that rep.
Right.
He made us all love it because he was just so into it. And so I felt like... I've always felt very grateful for having that kind of very traditional background, I guess. But it doesn't mean it's a good fit for every single type of student. I was just the right person for that.
Yeah, like I took a very classical class from oh my god, I just blanked out on his name. Ah shit, the Beethoven guy.
Maynard Solomon?
No, another great. Like, there's definitely more than one.
There's a lot of Beethoven guys.
Oh my god, he's at CUNY now. Oh my god.
I can't even
know
who to suggest because I first of all don't do Beethoven studies. And second
I
of all,
it was just like a basic
there are too many
undergrad
people.
history.
yeah, there's too
And
many.
and he didn't focus all on Beethoven, but like because this was his thing. It was so into it. I loved that course. Like I loved it so much. Adam Neely, are you kidding? Andrew, what are you doing?
Adam is not a professor.
I don't think he's a Beethoven. Is he a Beethoven guy? I don't know. Scott Burnham, thank you. Oh my god, I was like, my brain is not here today. I had to take a nap before this just to like wake up. Yes, thank you.
Oh, that was it. Rats. Hold on. I messed up.
And he wrote like a recommendation for me for grad school.
Aw.
So like I'm a piece of shit right now. Yeah, Scott Burnham, Beethoven Hero read that, and like
I've read
so
Beethoven Hero.
fun.
It's been a minute.
Like, and it was very traditional. Like we were very Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, you know, like bam. But like Adam's an Adam Neely guy.
Oofda.
So like there's absolutely I've taken some, but I've also had professors who shall not be named, not just because I don't remember their names, but because they shouldn't be named, who were like should have retired and were just phoning it in, and I was just like, this is just how college is. Like professors are aloof and like whatever. So yeah, I think it was just called classical music. I think that was the class. And I was like, all right, I have to fulfill a requirement. I wasn't a theory person. I was just like history sort of ish. It was a BA in music, so I could do whatever I wanted.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not rigorous like a BM, which just makes me laugh every time I say it. So I did like psychology and weird things and video games, obviously. No, there was no video game class except for.
See, my degree was a BA, but it was in violin performance, not just like, it wasn't just called like music.
Yeah, I didn't have to do any performance. I didn't have to do as part of my degree. There's no practicum of any kind. It was just classes. It was like a regular degree, but.
Were you in like orchestra in undergrad, like with clarinet?
I was for fun though. It wasn't credit. It wasn't credit.
Okay.
So I took lessons. I was in several different ensembles just for fun, but they weren't credit based. So it's like an interesting. All the institutions I've taught in have had like a traditional BM music. Like everyone that I'm teaching is like that's you take all these ensembles and they're very important in a way that it wasn't for me. These were fun things, and I think it's interesting the dynamic sometimes. In some students, they just burn out so fast, and it's really sad to see that happen. When like some stuff is like you have to take this and you can't choose. It really depends on the student, depends on the thing, depends on the structure of the program too. Music ed, also something where people just burn out like in the degree before they get a chance to burn out in the profession, as should. So, oh man. Beats me. My students in
well.
Yeah, I didn't. I got kind of recruited a little bit by the music ed faculty, and I just didn't see myself doing K through 12. Like being an orchestra director was not something I pictured myself doing. I was like, I could see myself doing some like private teaching, which I've done, and I've done like chamber music coaching, which is really where I feel most at home if I'm going to do that type of hands-on teaching.
I'm warping back to the beginning so I can take the warp. Hold on. There we go.
Warp.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one I forgot. There we go.
Yeah, it's Pete. Yeah, retired from middle school and high school band teaching after 2 years, which is like, you know, a common story. Well, a lot of us, not me, but a lot of people who kind of went back to school, did their music ed years, were like, for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know if I would have. I probably would have been. I don't know what I would have done in a regular BM program. I don't know. I can't speculate. I had enough problems with college, like, separately from just the degree requirements. Who knows?
I know that I do not have the patience or fortitude to do K-12. Absolutely not.
It would have to be a swanky private school, and it would have to be like high school, and it has to be a very specific set of conditions. I mean, I love tutoring kids, like I loved it, but that's one-on-one, and that's like so different.
It's interesting how many folks I know did teach for a while, because Pete's saying he did it. Will Gibbons taught choir. Karen Cook taught. Did she teach choir or band? Was it band?
It might have been both. A lot of times you have to teach both, but I'm pretty sure it was at least band. Yeah, several of my colleagues at U Chicago had a year or two, at least, of those. But I remember bonding with people who like didn't go right from undergrad to master's or master's to PhD and like had some other job, and it tended to be like I did a music ed thing. Except for my one friend who like went into finance for a hot second.
There are a lot of paths that can work in music ed, but I remember folks saying like going straight from a music ed undergrad to a master's isn't really a great idea, only because like you're making yourself more expensive before you have any experience in the field. And a lot of grad programs are like under the assumption that you've already started teaching, so it's like very practical. And it's meant to kind of enrich things you're already now doing in a classroom. So like I think folks that go straight from an undergrad are kind of missing that component, because then it's still all theoretical to them, even though they may have done student teaching. But I remember hearing like you're going to make yourself expensive, and then you have to work so much harder to prove why the district should hire you at the master's rate. Having an MA 0 versus just a BA 0 can make quite a difference in your initial pay.
Yep.
Big jump. I'm very stiff today. But I'm wearing my veggie shirt, and I love it.
Yes.
Wonderful carrots and radishes and things. It's just the best.
Alright. This is taking too much time. Crunch.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Those we can grab, I know.
I had to like pull up my sound play PowerPoints.
Yes.
Remember, because I don't have questions on some of the chapters. I have to like go back and look.
Are you doing is today the day you kind of finish the book, or
this is when Will Cheng is joining us?
Right. Is this for like the kind of summary of everything, or is this just like
we're gonna do a big
one
like,
of the chapters?
Here, we read your book.
Oh, is this like this is like the finale, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't think I made
so we will,
the last
we will
one
do
I
some
couldn't
general
make.
talk. But
Okay. Yeah.
I have some
Krill Will Day.
written out questions on chapter 1, and
Phil's the final boss.
Well, I have 2 on chapter 2, 1 on chapter 3, so I need to like look through these.
I mean, a lot of my questions are like, this was his first monograph, right?
Yeah.
And was he right out of grad school or like still like at the end of grad? I love the process.
I told him we're going to talk about process and
like
and all of that.
Editing, like I think that's so valuable for pretty much anyone.
Yeah. And I'm interested. But I definitely, having done the book now, I definitely want to make sure I ask like something in every chapter. I was still fighting that cold from Christmas a lot of January, so there were a few weeks where I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I don't have as much written in my notes.
We're gonna get our big seed from the tree, just like in Oracle of Seasons. And now...
Looks like he's peeing, but no, he's not. He's just in the water. Okay. Look at these,
I like Girl Will Day.
The heat miser, and what is happening here? Who are these people?
They're Twinrova.
Okay. I'm like, I forgot about the game. I was thinking about the book.
Yeah. Oh, this is cute.
The dream of the monograph. I still have it in my head. One day, I'm trying to finish the things on my plate now, and then I think I want to make some space for a proposal, at least of some sort.
I've been working on one for me.
Yeah.
I'll feel a lot better once it's like in progress.
Let's go stop Ambi and finish this game out, shall we?
I thought you said Ambien, but you said Ambient, right?
Yeah, Queen Ambi.
Like
and
there's
finish
no
this game out.
Ambi and finish.
Yes.
So, can you both stay up a tiny bit later to finish this?
Yeah.
Because we're close.
Yeah, all I really have is
I can because I took my nap.
doing my book
this
club
whiskey
questions here.
I'm supposed to do.
Right. Ralph is gonna go kill Queen Ambi, which is a terrible idea. Because Ralph, Chrono Trigger time. Ralph is the descendant of Queen Ambi. They're both the blue characters, right? So Ralph cannot
If Ralph kills
do
him,
this.
then he will not live because she will be too dead to. We need that cool part where it's Queen Lean, and then it's like, and if you kill her, and then all the sprites disappear.
That's right.
That was
So
like,
for Nehru, and did you notice for Zelda, who's out and about in the past now with us? We have to go stop Ralph.
Zelda? Who's that? Yeah. Is that just like a construction man?
Yeah, because they're creating the tower, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Though it's mostly done now.
Is he a monster? Can you kill him? Okay, no. Okay. I thought he was like he was skulking like a monster was, so I was confused. Hi, Angie.
The tower, by the way, has new music now. Hello, Angie.
Hello, Angie. We miss you.
The only other thing I wanted to say about Will's book is that I remember when I was trying to like propose my dissertation or whatever, and all the theory professors would be like, well, just make sure that you say, how is your work different from Will's? Because like that was their only
frame of reference?
But he doesn't really do like much music theory at all. In the
exactly.
book.
I'm like, number one, I'm doing music theory, and he's not really doing that. And what? But like because it was such a new field for them, they couldn't like kind of see the nuance that I was doing. So I had to really, really kind of set the stage in a way that probably someone else wouldn't have if their committee knew video game studies. Yeah, like Will did it all. And I'm like, I feel like the book, I love his book, and I'm citing it like 100%, but also like, there's a lot of work to be done in this field.
Right.
Oh, for
so
sure.
It was it was so eye-opening to me about folks who were like really far from the field, because none of my committee were close to any of this kind of work.
His is a lot to live up to, too. I mean, it just the the
I mean,
breadth of discourses he's familiar with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's great, but I'm like, it's not like an analytical model, and that's kind of what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I
For
will
theory
say,
people,
back to the game quickly. That moment here in both Oracle games, where you see the 8 essences and you have the singular thing surrounding them, very underwhelming compared to the Ballad of the Windfish moment.
Oh, everything's underwhelming compared to Ballad of the Windfish. Although the nice silence was fun, except I was still yammering the whole time. So.
All right. Unfortunately, we are too late. The second flame has been
No,
lit.
no. There can only be one person. Like Beethoven. Only one person wrote about Beethoven, so therefore, exactly. Oh, Scott Burnham did it. No one else can do it.
I always thought working on something like that, where there is a lot of literature, was daunting in a very different way than starting.
Yeah.
A field in a way.
Different
Like
set of
that's hard too,
chapters.
right? Because like you have nothing to go on.
Yeah.
And you obviously you cite other literature and you build, but
It is tough,
there's-
though, yeah.
there's an opposite problem in going into like Beethoven studies now, where you have to be so like atomized, because like the specialization gets like deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, or really being very different in a way that's like maybe even hard to imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very different. And I always saw, because I was so slow at reading, I always thought, I think it'll be easier for me to tackle the challenges in a new field that doesn't have as much reading as it would be to tackle a field where there's a lot to do.
Come on. Oh, okay. Here we go. We're just on top of the tower now, for what it's worth.
Ba-ba-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Alright, we've already done this once before with her, so it's not a major puzzle. We just do it again now.
Yeah. It's nice when you get a little bit of a repeat. It's like a test of your memory, like you've played the game.
It is, in many ways, here a test of the memory.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Having the level 3 Master Sword helps here a lot. Alright, 3 hits is good enough.
How many hits does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Just 3, apparently. Alright.
Yeah.
Link is not possessable, it turns out.
In the commercial, they say the same thing, right? 1, 2, 3. Chomp.
Alright. I need to change my buttons around.
We're like a scary fairy now. Or like a Valkyrie
Yeah.
with like knife wings.
Right.
The wings looked like chef knives.
I don't think that counts as beating Varan, does it? I think we have one more.
Probably.
Because that was too easy compared to, like, the giant dragon. Yep, there it is. Alright, here we go.
Okay.
It's ugly turtle boss time.
Hey! Oh no, there's no ugly turtles, just ugly people. I don't know. Okay. Get it. Oh, it does say I'm still on the stream, okay.
You're still
I
here.
hear you.
There I am. I came back.
Alright.
That is not a turtle, that is a spider.
It is a
With
spider
whoops.
now. It changes.
Oh, okay. I must have missed. Oh, I see. Oh! Oh, yeah, what is that? Oh, thank you. Oh, it's like Lavos-ish. Ew, no
That's
thanks.
right. Alright. There's actually a bee form as well, but I killed her so
terrifying.
quickly that we just don't know.
She's got a cute side bang situation going on.
She does, yeah. Alright.
I've never thought I'd say that about a turtle boss.
Well, the boss is done. That actually is the end of Oracle of Ages.
Yay, we did it! Wow, that
We
was
did it.
fast.
Except,
You
yeah,
did it.
Ages is much more puzzle-focused than Seasons is, which is much more action-driven.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
What are you sipping now, Julian?
Just whiskey, just raw.
Raw.
Woman-owned whiskey.
Nice.
That's all I know about it. It's good. Yeah, no mixers. I don't know what we have over there.
there we go. We win. We got our nice ending theme, too.
Yeah, this is
Hell
fun.
yeah. Aww. God, where's our cute merch? Oh, the
I like how
bunnies
we-
are come back.
Yeah!
Hooray,
Justice
the
for the
bunnies.
bunnies.
Oh,
Oh. Bonk.
bonk.
Oh,
Oh,
we're not done. We're in the linked game.
I hate you. Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh no.
Rude.
Is that Impa?
Yep.
Oh yeah, cause like she's so wide in this game.
Twin Rova comes and takes Zelda, who's going to be Flame 3, to revive Ganon.
Oh ho ho. Deep sigh.
Heavy sigh.
Ben Affleck sigh.
Sad Keanu.
Yes, hope for the people, you will snuff it out, and you shall light the flame of despair.
You guys are so annoying.
Thanks, Julianne. Love you.
I meant the twin zones. What are they called?
I thought you were talking about Ryan and me.
License. No, not you. Talking about these
So
losers.
annoying.
You guys are so annoying.
Alright, I do like this piece of music, and all this from here out is exclusive to having finished both games.
Oh, cool.
Like, if you just
The
finish
long-awaited
Ages,
Flame of
the
Despair.
credits roll there instead of
This is
Zelda
a
being
fun-
kidnapped.
A funny
Oh.
memory.
So now Varan, and it's Onox, but it's a typo, Nox.
Oh,
And now Zelda will light the third flame.
that's interesting.
They shortcut it. This was originally supposed to be a trilogy of 3 games.
Right,
Yeah.
you've mentioned that.
Right. And
I
when
forgot,
they pared it down to 2 games only, they used
Yeah.
Zelda as a shortcut to having the third one light up.
Oh, because that would have been the whole other game.
Right.
I see.
Alright, see, now we have the power of the essences of time and nature.
It is kind of lopsided to not have a third game when, like, Triforces and
Yes.
powers of 3 are such a big thing in these games.
So now we have both oracles here. It's actually slightly harder to do it this way, because if you have this cutscene play at the end of Seasons, you have Rock's cape and can jump 5 squares. I cannot do that now. But now I get the Twin Rova music and I'm in a special area here. Alright, so which way do we go? None of the statues are looking left. And it's left again. It's left again. And now it's right.
It's a fun puzzle.
The Biforce.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Biforce, right? Diforce doesn't sound right. That's Princess Diana's bodyguards. Diforce.
So there she is.
Oh. That's like such a interesting looking sprite too. I mean, it's good. It doesn't look like
It doesn't look
a
like a
pig. Yeah, like
Right,
they
I was
did a
just
good
gonna say,
job.
yeah, man. Such an improvement.
Clearly Zelda laying down.
1 point for Zelda, 0 points for Final these guys still look like the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser. But I don't remember what the other guy was called. I don't think it was Snow Miser.
So their plan, they're gonna call Ganon's spirit into Zelda's body.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Okay, Pete.
Kudo Ludo. Remember Ludo's at noon tomorrow, Eastern.
Yes.
Will had a meeting at 2, so he was like, could we meet earlier? I was like, yes. Because I didn't want to postpone again.
Yeah.
Ye old Friday afternoon meetings.
Yeah.
It's often the only time people can meet anyway.
Yeah, it's not at 2, sorry.
There we go.
It's at noon.
As we were just saying, yes.
Yeah, lots of
Meeting
meetings.
day.
Yeah, this was to avoid some Will meetings. I always have Friday, like, totally open, other than this, so I'm able to move around a little bit.
Alright,
in
Kume and
reason.
Kotake are now Twin Rova together. And let me see what we have to do. I really wish they gave you Rock's Feather and like all of the season's upgrades. But alas.
But there'll be a VOD, so catch the VOD, y'all. I did tweet twice this week. I retweeted it today as a reminder that it's an unusual time.
Have a good night, Pete.
Did you get censored, Julianne, or did you type asterisks?
I typed 3 asterisks as like an overcorrection, but it does look like I was like typing like miser ass or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's exactly what I thought.
That's hilarious.
Heat miser and snow miser. I spelled it like it was German or something instead of just miser. Amber's passport.
Come on. There. So they're gonna sacrifice their own body to bring Ganon back now. It does feel like it belongs in a Contra game. It's very action heavy. We'll see if I can do this on the first try here. Let's listen to this music for a moment in muted form. Because once I unpause, I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Contra game connection.
This feels like a Contra game to me as well.
Are those beeps? Okay, yeah. Okay. I thought those were sound effects at first.
Nope, that's part of the music.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
what would be sound affecting in a pause menu?
Scrolling around.
But you're right, it like Tamberlake kind of jumps out
There was
texturally.
a second I thought it was, from him scrolling through the thing. Cool. I like it. Into this. Up, up. And this is very, like, easily metered. Like, it's not like a lot of the other tracks.
That's right. I think in part so you can focus on it. This is hard.
Yeah, this is like, you need something that's not gonna feel like it's in 5/4.
Oh, I don't know what that one is. Oh, buckets. Okay.
Buckets! Dun, dun.
Yeah, I was just thinking the Ganon battle in like Link to the Past is in
Uh-oh. Hold on.
7 or something. It's like it's in an
Oh.
unusual.
Ooh.
No!
Ooh.
I love how the eyeballs go so fast when you're.
Hold on. I need to heal before I do
I'm like
anything
trying to
else.
hear the Ganon theme in my head. Maybe it's either in an unequal meter or it's like 16ths grouped like 3-3-2 or something like that.
In Link to the Past, yeah.
I think it's actually an unequal meter, right?
I think it's like one of the but I could just be making that up. Like that's what I want it to be. I don't know with the current music. I do love that the eyeballs move really fast when you're.
I'm gonna listen to it real quick.
Yeah, sorry, I'm fast
I'll have an
forwarding
answer
to try
for
and
us.
take another crack at this.
That's so cute. They're just doing the eyeball thing. And it's my one party trick is that I can like cross one eye and also the other. Like in the
Yeah, 7.
back. Ooh, that hurt.
Alright.
It sounds or like it's because it's like 4 triplets
7, okay.
and a duplet.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What if
So
Alright.
it sounds like a clipped
Try this
5,
once
but
more.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually 7 if you like.
Yeah, now I hear it in my head.
And actually, hold on, everybody. We are going to...
Save state this John.
Yeah,
This
that's
John.
exactly what we're gonna
Jonathan.
do.
We never played Jean's on stream.
Oh,
We
you
just
gotta do
we
that.
watched the trailer on stream
Yeah,
once. Gosh, that's such a good trailer. I should pull that up again in a minute.
Multitasking. Who would multitask? Could it be me? As I have this other screen up. Mostly I am getting rid of my notifications on other apps just to make it clear and free.
Okay, that's been terrible, so we're going to try one more time here. We're going to go to load state.
You ever doobie da boop, boobity loop?
Oh, that was save. Ugh. Hold on. I actually have to click this and do it. Load.
This is
There,
such a good
start at the
trailer.
fight again. Alright. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Okay.
Oh. Oof. Eef. Makes me nervous to watch. Ooh. Eef. I like that sound effect though, a lot.
It is a good sound effect. I admit that. Okay. Yes, this is the
Gosh,
Ganon
what a good
battle.
trailer that is. Yeah, Ganon Battle Link to the Past was the one that we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one is more... Is it 4? I don't know. Like, it's not doing anything too wild metrically. We've had a lot of metric interest in this game. But...
Yeah, this game is super metric interest. But this is where it just... I mean, this last part is a little... The transition before the loop is slightly... I don't even think it's anything. I like how you read that as 14/8 instead of 7/8, Andrew. Although I have to go listen again.
Yeah, I think of it as 14/16 notes, but it being 7/8.
Nice.
But
Jordan, are you
goes to
talking about
show
the
ya.
sound effect of hitting?
Contra ass.
Contra ass. Miser ass.
Miser ass.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Battle Music loves those groupings, right?
Okay, this is a really bad run, though.
Yeah, like in my distant memory, just assumed it was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like,
Yeah, but it's
which is not what it is, but I'm
not.
like, it's probably that.
But you know what?
Ye
We're
old.
gonna call this here anyway, and I'll just have a perfect Ganon fight.
perfect. Yes.
Simply perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, Lavos. You could never. He is so big. And that's not fat shaming, I just mean like he's just a big sprite.
It is a big spray. Should be a
Yeah.
trident next. Trident. Yes, good.
Nice.
He's gonna go up top and do the big move, right? Okay, so that move reverses your controls. That's cool.
Oof.
What? No, that's illegal.
That's not fun.
That's not cool. That's fifth wall breaking bullshit.
We're fine.
The pentagonal wall break right there.
Dweedly, descending sound when they shoot fire. Yeah, no, I know you're. Yeah, the one I really liked.
Can I just comment that I love dweedly as a descriptor?
Dweedly.
It's actually 3 dweedlies. It's important.
I got 2 hits in that phase. That was cool.
Dweedly. I feel like I'm very dweedly.
Oh, this is the...
Just as a person.
Yeah, you have to jump there or you die. Okay.
This is hard.
I'm not to the point where I'm going to save state every hit quite yet, but we'll see where I get here.
We're not above it on this channel.
You're right, we're not,
vibing.
actually. It's after time.
I'm eliminating my... Oh, I should update my Habitica. You know, I can do that. What did I do today? Oops, I never took my meds. It's not the end of the world. It's not meds that, like, if you don't take them, you go to be dead. So, it's good. Floofy. I think Floofy is distinct from Fluffy, so I feel for you, Kate.
There we go.
Yay! Yeah, we know who you are, but go by. Thank you.
Yeah. We have to finish the whole game with that ping. That's okay. This is a cool theme. I'm sorry about the pinging.
This reminds me.
This reminds me of the Star Tropics ending.
Yes. We're in the we've had a lot of little Star Tropics moments in this game.
Are like of the same mind. Because whenever we have an opportunity to think of Star Tropics, we'll take them.
It's just like
100%
Star Tropic.
Truer words have rarely been spoken on this channel.
Now
That's one of the only games That's one of the only games I have transcribed literally the entire score, as some of you know. This is a great theme, but yeah, it definitely has
good.
Micah energy.
Vibes, yes. God, I want a revival of that franchise. And thank you, Jordan, for the kudos in the chat. Only a mindless raging Ganon with Twin Rova instead of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Your power, wisdom, and courage were able to prevent the planned resurrection of Ganon.
I love our little Habitica party.
Yes, for sure. Alright, so now both oracles are there, which is cool.
Oh. Slightly different.
It's
Yes,
slower
this
and
one's
it's
new.
got more stuff.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm gonna let this play a minute. We get the NES finish to the B section.
We're counter melodying all over the place, though.
Happy tree. Oh.
There's your repeat. I love that chromatic walk-up at the end of the loop.
Yeah. The inner voice in this has some nice little turns and moments.
This is one of the more counterpoint complicated themes on all of the Game Boy Color and Game Boy. Yeah, that's so good.
Oh, man.
All right, well.
You're not talking about Habitica, because I
No,
don't remember
I'm not talking about Habitica.
I don't remember you talking about being distracted by lizards.
I was like, my whole group sucks, and it's like, you guys. No, I'm talking about.
I love the little hearts above Link's head right there, by the way. I just got distracted by Julian's chat.
The NCFDD challenge that I'm doing right now, which is like random professors who are in a group.
Oh.
And you answer questions at the end of the day, like, what were your challenges? What did you do well?
Oh.
And I'm the only one in the group. Doug!
Hmm.
That says anything. That says
It's a Doug! 61 months. I think Doug wins the channel.
Doug and I are each other's longest subscribers, for sure. And thank you,
Aww.
Doug.
Aw. Yay, friends! This is the friend music. Why is everyone's skirt so short?
Yeah,
Or is that just his
Doug was
student?
foundational to this channel.
That's right.
Thank you for saying foundation.
Yeah, of course.
As opposed to other options.
I will say
Doug,
I've
you
never
have-
been happier to have Doug cancel on me for anything than when we found you as replacement for him, Julie.
Oh,
Aww.
that is like the best compliment I ever get is when it's like, when you filled in for Doug, it was okay. I'm like, God damn it. That's awesome. Filling in for
Look, it's
Doug
our
is
three
a
animal
huge
friends.
shoes to fill. Aww.
Ah! Hello, friend. So fun.
We're in our foundational era. Yes. Galactic-ogular.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna just promote that from now on. See which editor catches it.
I've described the Habitica group as galactic-ocular.
This scene from the top of the tower, by the way, has big FF6 vibes as Zelda stands here.
Oh my god, yes, I just looked back. Filled in for Doug and like didn't fuck it up. Because putting that in my CV, yeah, in my tenure file. Exactly. Shit.
So, if you finish both of these games, and this is the ending theme from Seasons as well, so this is our second time hearing it, you get a bonus sequence, because you're not headed to Holodrum or headed to Labrina anymore. Jordan, it was a flying bear carrying a banana. Yes, it was.
Bear was the...
We didn't recruit the flying bear. Our pet summonable animal creature was the red Dodongo that can swim in the water.
Yeah.
In any case, we are headed back to Hyrule. which allows us to place these two games very specifically in the timeline, which I think is fun. But we'll get there with one more bonus sequence here.
Yes. Well, concrete's pretty fluid until you stop turning the thingy.
Until you stop turning the barrel.
Until you stop turning the barrel.
So here's our bonus here.
Aww.
Link sails back to Hyrule alone in what boat?
This is the one that he wrecks.
Yes, that's the boat that's struck by lightning. And on the way home from these two games, Link's Awakening occurs.
Well, see, I was making all those comparisons where I was like, this sounds like the Link's Awakening thing.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Julianne in the chat.
It's true.
But that's what they mean, so F that. No, don't let your dreams be dreams. A lot of people will, yeah, anyway. The end.
Hey, can we listen to the Micah?
Yes, we can. If you can pull it up and share it in Discord for just a second.
Yeah, I got it. 1 sec.
Okay.
Share screen.
It's worth a note. Oh, did I reset it too fast? Hold on 1 second. I'm supposed to be able to go get... Oh yeah, it just drops me here. That's fine. Oh yeah, it's as if I don't have it even. That's weird. If I finish it and would have properly saved instead of wrecking my emulator, you get a password that you can then plug back into Ages, immediately play Ages again as the first game of the sequence, but keep all your stuff. So you can play it in both orders and experience both sets of bonus cutscenes. We will not be doing that on the stream. If you want to see the bonus seasons cutscenes, you can emulate these games yourself. They're coming to Nintendo Switch shortly. And yes, Dana, we have to hear the Micah theme here.
So, for those that may remember when we Star Tropicsed,
That's a verb.
Brad Smith noticed that Star Tropics had broken music in 2 places due to the NES setup data being having an extra thing in it, basically, and then causing an entire channel to not play. And so he fixed it. So I think he started with the second problem section. He plays a little bit of the original.
While I was poking around in there, I also noticed this track from the end of the game. It sounds complete enough as it is, even though it doesn't have a bass line, but then I heard... a bit curious to me because the first
it's so good, right? And so often we or at least when I talk about NES and Game Boy composition, I talk about how we don't tend to do as much sustaining overall. We tend to do this very rhythmically dense form of kind of counterpointy. Every single voice is generally doing a lot of things to kind of make the most out of having a smaller number of channels. So to have that restored, and when you've only heard the melody and the like ostinato accompaniment, and then suddenly there's this like bass section just holding those notes. That's that was revelatory the first time I saw that video.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I freaking love that track.
And I'm sure that Dana had the exact same feeling I did, that having a part of your childhood added to as an adult is a uniquely unreplicable experience.
Absolutely. Especially when it's it was there all along and somebody dug in the code and then realized oh my gosh.
Dug in the code. Dug's in the code. Sorry, I changed much.
And they just
here. I don't know.
It's like discovering the Singing Mountain track in Chrono Trigger because it wasn't used, right? Because they scrapped the Isla dungeon that was going to be attached to, but then you pull it out and you're like, this is also one of the best tracks.
Yes.
How did this not even?
I will say, in the modern re-releases of Chrono Trigger, they have added the Singing Mountain quest back into the game.
I know, it's so
and
good.
Finished it. It's the one change to Chrono Trigger. Almost an untouchable title in terms of how do you remaster or remake this. That's the one change that they should have made, and I'm so glad they did.
Yeah, I have a string quartet of it because I've always loved that theme. And most folks, of course, don't know it because it wasn't in the game, in an official capacity.
I do realize we are very late over time. First of all, thanks for hanging out with us. Second,
yes, that's a bunch of people. Coolio.
Soon, as in the short term, soon, but not next week, because I don't think we can coordinate that fast. I would like to spend our Starlight month of March playing Pentiment with all sorts of cool folks, but we have to coordinate that date, and I will work on that tomorrow. Have to see if Karen is up to it for a week or two.
Yeah.
Next week, because I don't want to get mired into a multi-week project while we're about to do that, hopefully in 2 weeks, what if we just hang out and play Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Final Bar Line?
But I want to. Okay, that's like a game. I just want to play it.
Does Julia not want to spoil it?
No, I want to see it, but I love the Theater Rhythm games, but I haven't gotten that one yet.
I have a lot.
So that sounds like yes, we should play it.
About how it is changing how I hear all those tracks, and I want to write something about it, but I don't know what to write, and I know that Julian has written on it, and I don't want to step on her toes.
Well, you can read what I wrote because I have to send you a PDF.
Yeah,
I know I owe you one. But yeah, I only talk a tiny bit about the way you hear it through the game. So there's probably plenty of space to talk about it more.
Yeah,
there.
I want to write about how you hear it in your hands, right?
Ooh,
yeah, because I argue it in a different way of if you're sort of it's sort of rewarding super fans who know the inner voices and can kind of hit them in a way that non-super fans don't. So it's for the fans, absolutely. But some of those intense tracks, I don't know if they're for anyone except super nerds. So
yeah, well, and similarly, I want to close stream today by playing one of those, because if we attempt it, there's so many notes to hit on the hard mode that you can't. But
oh god, I love
because we're not Japanese rhythm gamers, you know what I mean? There's a different level.
Yeah, because there's the DS ones, they had ultimate level, and I could do most of them, but the levels that are online, there's an extra level, and it's no, I'm not there. I was happy thinking I was good, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
But let me see if this is the right one. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Let me share this over with my stream friends here, and then I'll share it visually with you all as well.
Power Wash Simulator. I'd love to talk about sound and not music sometimes.
It's all sound. It's all water. It's very soothing, actually.
I mean, you could talk about how did they make the water sound?
Play 10 minutes of it someday.
So,
burp.
First of all, excuse the weird resolution. You're on my other monitor that
you have a
is vertical. Yes.
Yeah.
But this, let's full screen this here. There we go. is from the now defunct Final Fantasy Record Keeper game for iPhone.
Oh, I used to have this.
And if you played all 3 seasons of this thing and got to the very end, you could hear this tune that absolutely slaps and has been gifted to us in the new Theater Rhythm game. Listen to this tune. Holy smokes.
Okay.
The bridge of this track has given me an extra 5 years of life. Just
It has to be the bridge.
Of course it does, for Battle
They
on
gotta,
the Big Bridge.
they gotta fuck with the bridge, yeah.
Get it.
That's so Japanese. Stop.
Greg is still here, right? This is like very up your alley, Greg.
Yeah, it is. That soprano solo is amazing too. New piece interjection right in the middle of it.
Da, 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 da. But not a new piece. Of course, the referential track.
Right.
Huh. Nice. This is so proggy.
Here's your loop. It absolutely slaps. And there are 8 Final Fantasy Record Keeper Super Boss tracks in the new Theater Rhythm like this.
Like the organ arpeggiati, like it does not get proggier than that, right?
No.
Oof.
I love that walk up to Lena's theme just stuck right on the bridge of it though.
That's like so
good.
freaking satisfying. They just they just know how to do the fan shit. They know how to do all the fan shit.
They do.
That's
So
good.
next week, why don't we just hang out and play Theater Rhythm?
Okay.
That sounds
Okay.
Sounds wonderful.
And then
Do you
hopefully-
like?
Doo-doo.
So I don't know these games at all, and I'm gonna learn because Julianne is gonna come and talk about that very chapter
Yes.
on Kudo, hopefully in a few weeks. Because nobody's responding to my emails. I'm like having a hard time scheduling anybody. 'Cause I have
I slide in when someone doesn't respond to their emails.
Yes, please. I may also throw my Bach one in the mix just as like a Hail Mary pass. But that I'll want somebody on with me because I don't like doing my own stuff myself.
By yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird.
I'll bounce Bach off you if you need somebody sometime.
Bounce,
Yeah,
bounce.
that sounds good. Because I even have like notes on it because I've taught it.
Okay.
Like so I can just slip those over. You don't even have to reread it.
Nice.
But yeah, we're working on it. But yeah, we have Will Chang tomorrow at noon because that worked with his schedule, and then next week is it next week already? Yeah, next week is Kate, right? It's next week.
According to Kate, I think
March
next
something?
week is maybe Kate.
Yeah, because
I'm not scheduled yet.
I'm visiting Kate's class that week, so we figured that was like nice synergy to be like, oh, come here, Kate, on my thing.
Nice. That's
Tag
awesome.
team. Yeah.
Yes, that's next. I couldn't think of what day it is because I've like lost all of February to COVID. But yeah, after that, world is my oyster because I'm still waiting for folks to confirm. So we'll get there.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for
All
staying up
right.
late, team. We're going to hang up and all go to bed.
Yay!
We'll see you next week for some rhythm game.
Bye.
Bye-bye.